Welcome to the Farmers Weekly Interactive News Review. Coming up, DEFRA's plans to get farmers to vaccinate badgers, the economic prospects for agriculture, the new generation of farmers on our forum, a reprieve for metaldehyde, and a spring clean at the Farmers Weekly offices. Farmers will be asked to help catch and inject badgers as DEFRA steps up its fight against bovine tuberculosis. DEFRA Secretary Hilary Benn told Farmers Weekly this week that the success of a government project to test an injectable vaccine rested with farmers. 6 hotspot areas of up to 100 square kilometres will be chosen for the project, which will start in the summer of 2010. But the training of farmers, vets, contractors and wildlife experts to handle and inject the badgers will begin this year. An oral vaccine for more widespread use is expected to be available from 2014. Agriculture is expected to weather the economic storm better than most sectors and should then enjoy a period of sustained market and income growth. That's the prediction in the latest EU Prospects for Agricultural Markets report covering the period 2008 to 2015. According to the report, the world economy has entered the deepest crisis for more than 60 years. While agriculture is generally more resilient to the economic crises than other sectors, it is expected to face great challenges, the report says. But it notes that the agricultural commodity markets should recover over the medium term, supported by structural factors such as the growth in global food demand, the development of the biofuel sector, and the long-term decline in food crop productivity growth. Farm incomes are predicted to exceed the very favourable 2007 results by 7.5% in 2015. Now, the need to get more young people into farming is an issue that most people agree on. But does that infer we should be easing older farmers out of the industry? And if so, are there alternative solutions to retirement? Isabel Davis reports from our FWI Space forums.
There can't be many professions where people keep working until the day they drop. But that's the goal of a large number of farmers. Retirement just isn't on their agenda. My grandfather retired at the age of 81. I see no reason to completely quit unless I'm simply unable to work. Many farmers I've seen retired died soon after, says Kansas farmer. Robert Fisher agrees. I'll be going out to work on the day I die. My grandmother was doing the farm paperwork until just before she died. She was in her 80s. We told the vicar this, as it was impressive in our eyes. At the funeral, however, the vicar used a certain tone which clearly suggested that he didn't agree. The Beast, a younger farmer, asks why more farmers don't just sell their farms and enjoy their retirement. The days of living and dying on the same farm are over, he says. But Rosimans points out there are strong emotional reasons to stay working. The farmers looking to retire have often spent all of their lives living there, building it up, in the hope they can pass it to the next generation. To ask them to completely stop could take any life or energy they might have right out of them. I know many who haven't retired, just eased back on what they do. And this seems to be the solution to most people. Peter Wells sums it up with, the answer is not to retire, but to change your role. If you've something to add to the debate, visit fwi.co.uk/retirement.
Potato growers have been granted a reprieve this week following this week's announcement that they will be able to use metaldehyde slug pellets this season after Desangos regained registration for its products. The new registrations are based on the reduced rates and new harvest intervals that should ensure metaldehyde residues will be below minimum threshold levels imposed in September 2008. Farmers Weekly is spearheading a campaign to prevent the removal of metaldehyde from the approved list for many arable crops, and you can find out more by logging on to fwi.co.uk/getpelletwise. And finally, spring is in the air, so we've taken the opportunity to have a bit of a clear out of our cupboards here at FWHQ. And a chance discovery has proved surprisingly popular according to Farm Life editor Tim Relf.
Knitting. It's not really my cup of tea, but I'm beginning to wonder if I'm in something of a minority. We recently unearthed this. It's a knitting pattern that we published in Farm Life 30 odd years ago. It's a jumper with a yellow tractor on the front. A few phone calls later and we'd found a farmer's wife, Sue Batchelor from Kent, who coincidentally, was looking to knit a nice sweater for her tractor-mad grandson, Ben Bucknell. She soon had it done. We published a photo of young Ben sporting his dashing new top, and, well, the phones and emails have been red hot ever since. We've even given a knitting pattern away as a prize on Twitter. Yes, knitting, it seems, is back in vogue. So, if you'd like a copy of the pattern, go to my blog, fwi.co.uk/field day.
Thanks, Tim. Well, that's it for this week. You can keep up to date with all the latest news and views at fwi.co.uk, including the prospects for the wheat market, a new clostridial vaccine, and X Factor finalists' same difference in an Eggs Factor cookery competition for kids. Goodbye.